By a show of hands, how many of us have actually sat down and watched ants taking food into the anthill? Well, did you know that each ant has a very important job? But one ant in particular has a very special job. Collecting as well as feeding food directly to the queen. Because we know this queen is too busy laying eggs for the rest of the colony. Yes, if this one ant messes up and doesn't do its job in collecting as well as feeding this queen, then the whole entire ant colony could perish. Likewise, in our congregation, if we're not contributing spiritually, emotionally, as well as practically to our congregation, then our congregation could suffer. In this talk, we will discuss how we can contribute to our congregation. Let's figure out how we can do so. Before Jesus ascended to heaven, he told his disciples at Acts 1:8 that they would be witnesses of his in Jerusalem, in Judea, in all of Samaria, and to the most distant part of the earth. This was a monumental task for those early Christians. So, what did Jesus mean? Well, please turn to Matthew chapter 28, 19 and 20. Again, that's Matthew chapter 28, 19 and 20. And that reads, "Go therefore and make disciples of people of all the nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all the things I have commanded you. And look, I am with you all the days until the conclusion of the system of things." So we can learn from this scripture that true Christians were supposed to spread that good news of Jehovah's kingdom and help in finding those who desire to know Bible truth. Yes, Jesus had commanded his disciples to go therefore and make disciples of people of all the nations, and having that missionary spirit and expanding their preaching work with the attitude of Isaiah 6:8, which states, "Here I am, send me, send me." So, like those ants, they were consistently on the move looking for deserving ones. So, how can we apply this to our congregation? Well, we can be more like those apostles or those missionaries today who have that self-sacrificing spirit, whether by learning a new language or moving to where the need is greater. Brothers and sisters taking such steps are feeling a real need. But all of our circumstances are different. We may not be able to move where the need is greater or learn a new language. So how can we be missionaries in our own congregation? Well, as 2 Timothy 4:5 brings out, we want to do the work of evangelizers by fully accomplishing our ministry, as Paul told Timothy. Like a missionary, our circumstances all vary. So just as a missionary finds innovative ways to accomplish their ministry, so can we in our own territory. We can do this by participating in many different forms of ministry, like informal witnessing, street witnessing, or maybe even cart witnessing. The point is, have we personally considered ways of preaching the good news, or ways that could be new to us? Having that positive attitude can help us, as well as our brothers and sisters, to have that zealous and enthusiastic attitude for our ministry. Are we reaching out and helping our congregation by being missionaries locally? Which brings us to our next point. How can we become a strengthening aid to all those in the congregation? In addition to participating zealously in a field ministry and being available to take on responsibilities in the congregation, both young and old, male or female, we should be able to help our brothers and sisters in need. Notice this at Hebrews 10:24. Again, that's Hebrews 10:24. And that reads, "And let us consider one another, so as to love and incite into fine works." So we should consider each other, so as to incite, or we can say motivate, to love and fine works. We can help our brothers and sisters in a spiritual, emotional, or practical way. In this way, we will be considering one another and helping each other, building each other up. This is certainly a way that we can help in our congregation. Well, friends, we've learned how we can help in our congregation. First, by preaching the good news of Jehovah's kingdom, as Jesus commanded us to do. Second, by making it our goal to be missionaries in our own congregation. And lastly, by becoming that strengthening aid to all those in the congregation, helping our brothers and sisters spiritually, emotionally, as well as practically. Yes, friends, let us keep on feeding our queen so that our colony, this congregation, will prosper.